I'd like to make a motion that we open the February town board meeting at 7 p.m.
Second.
All in favor? No. By saying the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to stand for a moment of silence for the past residents who passed away last year. Thank you. Fire notices, there's a fire exit if you go through the kitchen to the left, and then if you go out the door you came in to the right, the exits are right there. Roll call.
Councilman Hurley,
Here.
Councilman Moore,
Here.
Councilman Nelson,
Present.
Councilman Wells,
Here.
Supervisor Hoffman.
Here. I'd like to make a motion, we approve the January town board minutes as presented by the town clerk.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion approved. The supervisory report, you guys got a chance to look at that?
Yes.
The supervisory report is posted over on the wall for anyone that would like to see it. Town clerk report.
The town clerk's office brought in $110 in registrar fees in January, $16 in town clerk fees, and $50.50 in dog license fees, for a total of $176.50.
I'd like to make a motion that we pay the audit of general town bills transfers claim number 27 through 56 for a total of $51,758.02.
I'll make that motion or second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No nays, motion passes. Audit of town highway bills, claim 57 to 67, total of $30,091.37.
I'll make the motion to pay the highway bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Committee reports. So, I asked Dan Baker and Mary Secreto to come and speak to you guys. Dan is the new town assessor, sorry, and Mary's his assistant assessor, secretary. So I asked them to come speak to you about reassessments, and I apologize, it hasn't been done before now. So you know who you're talking to when you call them on the phone. So Dan.
Hi, good evening, my name is Daniel Baker. I'm the Town of Kingston Assessor. Sitting here is Mary Secreto, the assistant. So just want to put it out there. Yes.
Could you speak up, please?
Sure.
We do have
Got a microphone for him?
Sure, I'll speak up. My name is Daniel Baker, Town of Kingston Assessor, and want to introduce myself. Thank you for having me. And wanted to let you know that if you have any assessment-related issues, please call the office, and we'd be happy to speak with you about your property or any other property you have a question about. I encourage you to look at the Ulster County Parcel Viewer if you have any specific questions, or you can call the office as well. I spoke with Supervisor Hoffman just recently, discussing of reassessment, and I think moving forward, it is a prudent idea for the town to eventually, in the near future, conduct a revaluation. I do know that the municipality potentially has some funds to be able to do that with an outside contractor. My plan is sometime in this summer, after the final roll of 2026 does come out, to prepare a request for proposal to be able to put out a request to field replies to that proposal for revaluation. Okay. So hopefully by the end of the year, we can have those responses back and make a decision whether we want to proceed forward with a revaluation or not. I would suspect any revaluation first year would probably, at first would be 2028 at the soonest, and probably most likely 2029. They take a while to prepare, and look forward to getting back to you on that. Is there any questions?
So this town has seen the school tax rate increase 20% this past year, and the county tax rate for the town 19%. And those are exclusive rates that were just applied to the town of Kingston. Could you give everyone here an idea of why that is?
Sure. So the town of Kingston is, let's just use Ulster County for an example. We are one of many towns in the county. There are a few things that affect the tax rate. One is the equalization rate. So when the county calculates taxes for all properties, right, they use the full market value to determine what a tax rate would be. So let's say hypothetically a $100,000 property in the town of Kingston would pay the same amount as a $100,000 full value property in the town of Plattykill. And then they back into that rate, back into the rate that is applied to the assessed values. So that is equalization in a nutshell. I think the reason why we did see the increases because we had some increase in valuation, right, over that time. It wasn't anything specifically that this town did to cause that. It's how the market pushed this town into that specific range. Okay, so it's not something that we here at the town have control over specifically. And the same thing would apply for the City of Kingston schools. We are one of multiple towns within that jurisdiction, so it has that same effect.
So, I mean, the idea is that we send our kids to the city school district. So do other towns. And that's a budget that the school district puts together.
Correct.
That everyone is sort of equally using.
Which gets voted on.
So in terms of market drive, there's nothing in the percent increase that was exclusive to the town that doesn't have to do with the fact that this town hasn't reassessed since 2005.
Doesn't have to do reassessment. So the equalization rate, our assessments represent a full value. So the equalization rate states that assessments in this municipality are X% of full value. So we had a drop in that equalization rate that pushed overall full values up.
Right.
Right? And so we had a larger increase than other municipalities that would cause a larger share of responsibility for town municipal responsibility towards the Kingston schools.
So say hypothetically this $100,000 property was reassessed in the town of Kingston to $150,000 and all other properties were reassessed. Would we have seen a 20% increase from the Kingston School District?
Too hard to tell, but anecdotally you're going to see yes. There's going to be, if this town performs a revaluation, if you perform a revaluation, you're going to see some property owners have more tax responsibility. You're going to see some owners have less tax responsibility depending on the jurisdiction, county, school, town, right, fire. Or you're going to have some within a small range of 5 to 10%. That's what revaluation is. It's the releveling of the playing field based on valuation of property. Okay?
But you're talking about the market value, not
Crazy, right?
the assessed value?
So the assessed value represents some portion of market value, right? And myself and New York State determine what percent that is each year by going through a process called PDC to determine what the level of assessment is, also known as the equalization rate.
So would it be accurate to say that since house prices are rising just all throughout the area, that that's driving taxes up?
No. What may be driving taxes up, you have budgets and tax levies, right? And that is determined, you have to, like I said, $100,000 house for county taxes, no matter if they're Warsing or Saugerties town, they're gonna pay the same amount to Ulster County, okay?
You mentioned the Ulster County parcel viewer.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how often that's updated or how up to date it is now?
Yeah, I was just having a conversation with the county today. So they're in the middle of making that determination. I know it hasn't been updated in a while. I was just on the phone today with them, and we're trying to, the assessors are trying to help influence that time frame, that timeline, as to when it is. Because it's important that we get that information out to the public in a timely manner.
Any idea how old it is?
I don't. I wish I could tell you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, what's the process you're gonna use as far as reevaluating the properties?
So during the reevaluation process, like I said, we would put out an RFQ, request for proposals, for some contracting companies to come in. Simple process would be, we're gonna re-inventory all the properties. Make sure that the data used to determine the value of the properties is correct.
Okay.
Okay? And then depending on the type of property, it's either gonna be the income approach to value, sales comparison approach to value, or cost approach to value. And sometimes we'll use one or more of those determinations.
Okay. So if, as you're going through, you look at what's on the roll right now,
Yeah,
and then compare it with what you actually see physically.
correct.
Is this gonna be anything to do with interior modifications or upgrades or?
We're not gonna be going out and doing inspections, no. But
Because people ask the question, will they be coming into my house?
There's gonna be a data mailer, right? There's gonna be a
Okay.
data mailer and say, hey, this is what we understand of your property.
Mhm.
Can you help us understand if this is correct? What you may have, what you may not have, go from there. And we're gonna take that information, try to verify it the best that we can, and that would be the data that we would use. Also, we're gonna probably have to do an aerial flyover to help us, some pictometry to help us understand square footages, and to be able to use that data to help us drive the data set that we're gonna use to make valuation.
Okay, thank you.
So, please reach out if you have any questions about your property. I'd be happy to speak with you. Vincent, sorry about that.
That's okay. So, I know in the past couple of years, we've talked about properties that are grossly undervalued in our town. Is that something you can do without a town-wide reevaluation? If we brought that information to you, is that something you can work on at an individual level?
So, I think if there's inventory there that may be missing from the data set, let's say a very crude example may be, it's on the assessment roll as vacant land and there happens to be a hotel on the property. Yeah, that's information that most likely I'm gonna be able to say, okay, make that determination that's no longer vacant land, it has a change of use, and be able to assess that property.
Because there are a few properties in this town that do have that issue.
No, listen, I would encourage people to reach out. We're gonna do the best we can to handle those prior to revaluation. But revaluation is gonna be your main tool, because you can't just change one property in a class without looking at the rest of them, unless there's a change of use or there's a physical increase, okay? So I would encourage people to reach out and we can make that determination from there. But revaluation is going to be your best tool to level the playing field with regard to assessments if you feel, the municipality feels that there are properties there that are underassessed, And most likely, you know, you're gonna have, you're gonna see that. You're gonna have data that's just not there, and that's part of the process, right? What a lot happens over how many years have the town hasn't had a revaluation, right? A lot of people do improvements, and that's good for the town, right? People to improve their properties, but then we just need to go in and take a look at those and see what that is and make a determination of what that value is.
Dan, taxable status, Dave, just explain that.
Sure, yeah, and Ken, I'll get right back to you.
Yeah, well, there's other people out there too, so.
Okay. So, just remember, we have sent out, you know, our senior citizen 467 exemption renewals. This is an exemption for seniors with limited income, taxable status. For an exemption to get back to our office is March 1st. And the same thing is for, let's just say, property that's being built. Let's say it's vacant last year and there's a new house on it as of March 1st. We're also going to be assessing that property as of March 1st, right? So that's taxable status in New York State. We're gonna take that information, process it, add it to the tentative assessment roll, which is on or about May 1st, and then that we go through the grievance process, and then we go through the final roll is July, on or about July 1st.
So if the land is vacant on March 1st and there's a house on April 1st, that is not going to go on to this tax roll. We have to wait for the cycle to go through.
So another example is that if in the unfortunate event a structure may be destroyed due to fire, hypothetically, let's say February 15th, March 1st would take over, and then we would, you know, hypothetically assess it as vacant land from there. But if in the unfortunate event there was a destruction on, unfortunately, March 15th, New York State law is very explicit. What was there on March 15th, what was it valued as of last July would be on the assessment roll. And unfortunately that, due to the legislature's determination, that would be on the taxable portion of the roll. Yes, ma'am.
How do we as town residents get notified, once this process is done, how do we notify what our new assessed
Sure,
value
yeah,
is and our new tax?
great question. Through the whole process, part of that is lots of communication with the municipality and its residents. This isn't just gonna happen in the back room, right? We're gonna have to have meetings. Contractors to come in and explain to you what's happening, when it's happening, how it's happening, what information you can provide to help yourself explain to what's on your property. There's going to be preliminary notices that go out, assessment notices that go out. You're going to have time to come and speak with the contractor, come and speak with myself, sit in front of the Board of Assessment Review. You know, if you receive satisfaction there, you're going to have the opportunity to go to small claims or Ulster County Supreme Court. There's many ways for you to, you know, help yourself in the process, and also it's important. Great question. We're going to have to communicate to you throughout the process. So this, this is not going to be you're just going to get a notice in the mail. If you're paying attention, yeah, you know that's not it. And the law calls for these notifications to happen, and I think we'll go above and beyond that if we want to get there.
Appreciate that, thanks.
Last year, when I was on the town board, we interviewed you for this position. We were talking about the cost of this, and I was under the impression that you said you were going to be doing the assessments. Now you're giving me the impression that you're going to contractors to do it. Did I misunderstand or something changed?
No, I think when we talked, I won't begin to specifically what we talked about, but in general, I think there's a couple pathways to go, right? I think it's gonna be a lot slower process if we're gonna be doing this in-house, right? So with one person, coming in a few hours a week trying to do this. I think the best pathway to go forward is, and you also expressed to me that the town would also be able to fund such a revaluation. I definitely think it's prudent to be able to do it in a short, timely manner, and be able to do it with people who are continually doing this all the time. Could I do it? Yes. But is it prudent for that to happen? I don't think so. I think requesting for proposal is the best idea, and you know, I think if you find out and look into it, it's quite commonplace for that to happen.
Thank you.
Yep.
How's Bluestone Acres come into this? Are you aware of Bluestone Acres?
It's a trailer park up on, Jockey Hill.
What about it?
How does that get assessed? I mean,
The assessment.
each,
There's two parcels that go directly to the owner of the
Listen,
parcels.
I'm gonna, just kind of cut that. I'm not gonna discuss how I'm going to specifically assess a specific property. That's not,
that's
I
not
don't
our
think-
property.
excuse me?
It's not our property. We only own the house.
So it doesn't affect us. It affects the owner.
Well, it affects you if they decide to
It will
increase your
affect
rent
us in the
because
long
you're
run.
paying more
Right,
tax.
yeah.
They're
In
paying more
general, like you talk,
Yeah, because
let's
it's
just talk in
included in
general,
our-
let's just talk in general, mobile home parks, there's plenty of them in Ulster County, plenty of them in New York State, right? That we're speaking of?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so, there's a methodology for assessing them, so I don't, what do you specifically are you asking, are you talking about,
Ours right now is included in a lot rent.
okay, well, that's, do you own your structure?
We do.
Okay,
We don't own the land.
correct,
We pay a lot rent.
yep, and you don't have a property tax bill?
No.
Yeah, so what your portion of the owner's tax responsibility is between yourself and the owner, right? Right, does that make sense? Yes, ma'am.
We brought up the subject of, there's some vacant lots in this town that are very well known, that have homes on them, and have not been reassessed in over 2 years. So, being that the town board is well aware of that, can't they report them to you now, and you can start the reassessment on them and not having to wait till 2029?
Like I said, anyone can put me on notice what they think there's a vacant lot and maybe there's a structure on it, I'd be happy to look at it.
Okay, so that's something the town board should do, because they're well aware of it.
I'm not gonna instruct the town board to do something specifically.
I'll ask
If
them.
they would like to put me on notice of something, I can tell you already that, through my own, research, definitely there's, some out there, and I'm tackling them as they come. right?
Yeah, I just didn't think it was right for the town to have to wait till 2029, and these people still get away with not paying their fair taxes all till then.
I completely agree, right?
It'll catch up with them, Kathy, it'll catch up with them.
But listen, there's certain, real property tax law is very specific, and we have to follow that law. We just can't, do things, outside the bounds of the law, right?
So what are the triggers for a reassessment outside of a town-wide reassessment?
Change of use, physical increase, and if there's a physical increase, it's my determination to, see if that physical increase has brought any value to that property. Could be a physical decrease, demolition of a property, whatever it may be.
And what about a home sale? If the,
No,
say the home sale.
A home sale is not a trigger specifically to change the value of a property. If for some reason, on review of that sale, we find different inventory than what we've had, then of course, yes. But a home sale, no. That's called welcome stranger, specifically against real property tax law.
Uh-huh.
Can't do that. If we have the inventory and that property sells, what that does, those sales comparative to their assessment, right, help us develop the ratio
Sure.
to determine what our level of assessment is. Okay?
The letter that you said the senior citizens are gonna be receiving, when should we have that by?
The only property owners who are seniors that are going to be getting a letter would be ones who already have a senior 467 exemption. Okay? So if you already have a senior 467 exemption, we would send you a renewal notice, and then you'd be responsible to come in and reapply and provide to us your income. So, and if you don't have that, you're more than welcome to call the office. Myself or Mary can see if you possibly do qualify. Right now, the county just passed the limit. It's federal adjusted gross income of $50,000 or less. Okay, so what you'd want to do is bring in your 2024 tax return to the office by March 1st, taxable status, and we can look at it to see if you possibly qualify. If you do, we'll have you fill out an application, and see if, and like I said, see if you qualify. But it's a specific exemption for owners who reside on their property, who are 65 or older, and have that limited income set by whatever taxing jurisdiction.
So I would need to bring last year's
2024.
2024
Yeah,
tax return.
correct. Yes, sir.
Being relatively new to New York, and this concept of reassessments every 30 years seems odd. Is there a mechanism that you can do that differently than that?
Sure, that's a municipality's choice.
So
So New
the
York
town of
State-
Kingston has the choice to.
New York State has home rule, right? New York State, Town of Kingston can make that determination, how often they would like to do their evaluation.
But it's still one big reevaluation on a continuous basis.
If you choose to do both. Good?
Yes,
You
thank you.
good, Dan?
Thank you,
Nice
sir.
to meet you all. Come see us if you have any questions. We're happy to speak with you. And thank you for your time.
Oh, we have any office hours or?
You can get a hold of me and I'll be happy to meet you at your convenience and
Okay.
our convenience to speak.
Cool.
Be happy to do that.
Are you gonna have certain set hours?
Right now, Mary is in the office.
Usually Tuesdays mornings. This month coming up, I'll be working more because of the exemptions. Normally, my hours are posted on the door. And Linda and Debbie both know when I'm gonna be here. If you have a question or a problem, and I'm not here, they have my phone numbers. They will call me and get in touch with me. You can email me. Right now, I'm just part-time, so I'm only here a few hours a week.
Well, I figured that, but I didn't know if they would be actually posted.
Yep,
so we-
yep, I've been working Tuesdays since the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Actually, since last year, the end of last year.
So when you say Tuesday AM, what's it like 9
Like
to 12?
8:30 to 10:30 right now. Sometimes it's later. If you wanna come and meet me at a later time, call the office, leave a message. I'll get back to you and I'll make an appointment with you.
Okay, so basically you prefer by appointment.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion that we allow Dan Baker, the town assessor, to send out RSPs to have the town reassessed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries, no nays. Committee reports. Councilman Moore.
I really don't have anything because I was in the hospital. But Al, I think what I heard and seen, Al Sylvester did a very good job with snow removal in town.
Yeah, the only
Pat
problem
on the
with
back
snow
for that.
removal is people putting snow out on the roads. They just, this was the worst we've ever had. I mean, I know there's a lot of snow, but I mean, some people in Sweet Meadows had it halfway across the road. I mean, you know, that's, I know there's no place to put it, but they gotta do better than what they're doing. Because places are a mess anymore. You guys get all done and they gotta go back and clean up again after everybody. And then they gotta go back out and clean up again. That's the only complaint I got.
Did a good job, Al.
Because people don't like to put snow where it belongs.
Thank you.
Thank you, Evan.
Town of Kingston's roads were clearer than Sock Hill Main Road.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, they said the roads cleaned up nice this time. We didn't use a whole lot of salt on this grass. They cleaned up good.
Councilman Hurley.
In regards to the Zena Development project, I received a hydrological evaluation of how much water draw they're gonna take from Sauk Hill Creek and how much drinking water they'll draw. So Sweet Meadows was specifically mentioned in here. I have a couple of problems with the report. They say we're from the City of Kingston and they called us Sweet Wood Meadows and so I have trouble trusting a report that can't get facts straight, you know? But according to this report, there will be some draw, and they say it's gonna be minimum for the meadows. It won't affect any place else, but it will affect the meadows, specifically the ones on the front. So we're just gonna keep an eye on that. And they still have not addressed the question I have of extra water from the 31 sites, that rainwater being dumped in the tributaries of the Sawkill, being dumped into the Sawkill, possible flooding on Melissa Road. No one's has given me a good answer on that yet, so I'm still waiting for that. And I did attend a Town of Woodstock board meeting where Zena Development made a presentation up there. And due to that, the Town of Woodstock issued a resolution to sort of force Town of Ulster to meet with the boards all together and say, hey, listen, we have a lot of issues here because you're getting all the benefit, Ulster, and Woodstock's getting all the costs. So there's a lot going on there, but we'll see. And the people purchased this 650 acres worth of land, and if they can't build on it, they're just gonna sell it to somebody else, and somebody else is gonna do something with it. So, a lot going on. It could be a while before we hear anything definitive, but my concern is the flooding on Sawkill, on Melissa Road.
Do we have any recourse? I mean,
Well, again, but
because we're in the town?
yeah, because the building and the property does not affect us at all, except for what could come our way, the flooding and the water draw. Not to mention the traffic that will be coming off of, what is that road?
Churchland, Church Road?
What's that? No, not Churchland, Zena Highwoods, thank you, Zena Highwoods. Construction vehicles and traffic and 31 homes worth of people. And they also talked about, you're helping with the housing problem. Well, the homes, the minimum cost of the homes are $1 million. It's not, I don't know about you, but
It's not affordable.
that's not affordable to people. Yes?
You mentioned the houses on the front road will be affected for the water draw.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what they meant by that? More detail about that?
Well, they said it'd be minimum, according to this report, it's minimum.
What's minimum?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what they said. 20 gallons, let's see. The proposed project withdrawal of approximately 2,880 gallons per day or 20 gallons per minute. Okay, but that's spread over the whole area, okay?
Most
Still,
have shallow wells. My well is 26 feet.
mine too. So, yes.
13.
Yes, so that's what we're looking at, that's why, Woodstock is really taking the brunt of this, and they really don't want it. And so, and that's the only access to it.
If the town ends up where everyone that doesn't have water because they have shallow wells, is that gonna land on the town people to have to pay for it to get dug deeper?
Good question.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's a legit problem for anyone in this town.
Sure, yeah.
You could bring a class action suit on that.
So, and so this report I'll make available if anybody wants it. Okay. Yes, sir.
I would just say, being involved with the planning board, when there's a adjacent municipality, the board of the other municipality that isn't hearing an action or a project, but may have an impact, like in this case, the best thing is usually some type of letter that's written from the board that can go directly to that planning board, or any resident going to any of the public hearings they have for the projects.
Yes.
And that's usually your best opportunity to really get your concerns across.
All right, I think, if you go on the Stop Zena website, there's form letters you can sign and send to Ulster County Planning Board and Ulster County Board, expressing your concerns, or simply write a letter. These are concerns here in the town of Woodstock because of what you're doing in Ulster. So it's an ongoing project,
Can you tell us what this project is?
Sure, it's 651 acres worth of land. 105 acres are in Ulster, the rest are in Woodstock. The only access point is I apologize, that's the name of the road. Well, Eastwoods, thank you, Eastwoods Road. The only access in and out, it's really a road that's barely wide enough for 2 cars to pass. But they're gonna put up 31 homes in Ulster, which abuts to the Ruby Rod and Gun Club. They're sending letters from their boards saying, we don't want this here. So the 31 acres, the 105 acres will have 31 lots on it, mostly single-family homes and a couple duplexes. Or a few duplexes, I don't know the numbers, don't hold me to a number. But I've heard as high as 51 different housing units. But that'll all be in Ulster, so Ulster receives all the tax benefit. Woodstock has to deal with roads, water, fire, emergencies, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the project right now.
Where is this located? I'm sorry.
If you go up Zena Highwoods Road, you cross that little bridge.
Where's Zena Highwoods Road?
You know the reservoir on Sock Hill Road?
You know where the reservoir is, the
Go past
reservoir road
Past
on the
John
right?
Joy Road?
Yes, no, it's before John Joy.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
right
go up
by
that
the
road, you
road.
cross over a little bridge,
Okay.
and maybe a 1/10 of a mile, maybe more, don't quote me on numbers again. There's a little side road, a private road.
Called Eastwood?
Eastwoods Road has 5 houses on it. They're adamantly opposed against it. But that dead ends in the woods near it's actually an airstrip out there, an active airstrip.
So the traffic would be using Sauk Hill Road?
Most of Sauk Hill Road up to Zena Highwoods onto Eastwoods, because there's no other means of egress. There is a proposal to put a second means of egress, approximately a 2-mile road that comes out just after the bridge from Sauk Hill, cross over, they're proposing another road. But then you're dealing with wetlands and habitats and all other things that secra would be a problem with. Okay, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Question.
Yes, Sam?
So if the value of those, if they're trying to sell those for $1 million houses, will that increase the taxes around it because of the value of those places?
That was a question for Dan.
Yeah.
He said no, I mean,
Yeah.
that was the question asked.
He said no,
But I find that, I agree.
I'm having a hard time believing
Me
that.
too.
Yeah, well,
Ken, have you heard, is it really legal to only have one way in and out?
well,
of
that's the big fight.
Emergency.
Yeah.
What's happening is Ulster is allowing, allowing amendments to the laws, saying, yeah, we're gonna allow this to happen. But Woodstock is saying, wait a minute, it's our road. You can't do that to our road. So those are the fights. Those are what's happening. And that's why Woodstock is trying to get to Ulster and say, you guys need to listen to us because we have a lot of issues here. So, we'll see what happens. I'll keep on top of it the best I can. If you have questions, email me, and I'll be happy to ask the people that be and the powers that are in the know, so I can get some answers for us.
Because our town is not part of it, so
Correct.
to say, but we do border it,
Mhm.
are you allowed to attend these meetings?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're public meetings, just like anything
Okay,
else.
all
Yep.
right.
Ken, can you tell us again how many acres that was that's included?
Approximately 650 in total, 105 acres in Ulster, which will be used for the housing development. So there's 500 and some odd acres there that right now are gonna be unused, but no developer wants to leave
Right.
vacant property for nothing.
That's right.
So,
Is the Woodstock portion of it, is that, because I know it was gonna be a lot bigger.
yeah, there's no building,
So
there's
they're
no
not doing
proposed buildings on
anything
any of
with
that,
Okay.
except for the road, widening the road. But then as soon as you get on the road, right on the right side, it's wetlands. You know, in different portions. Then you just have to deal with the airport strip that goes through there. And you can't have 100 cars a day crossing an active airstrip.
My recollection of that airstrip is that it hasn't been used for years. I've held exercises up there when I was with the Civil Air Patrol. It was privately owned. It was not used for anything. It wasn't even usable because of the way it was,
Yeah.
the way it was now overgrown.
Right, but it's still declared as active.
It's declared as active, but
Yes,
it's
right,
not,
right.
it's not actually active.
Correct, thank you.
They could make it active if it's declared active.
Yeah.
Put one aircraft on that, see what happens.
Absolutely.
There's one aircraft in the hangar.
Any other questions?
Sadly to repair.
Thank you.
Ken.
Yeah.
Councilman Wells,
Only update I have right now is I'm still in the planning process for an Earth Day / maybe spring celebration day event. Just trying to get other events on the calendar to get people together. Some of my initial thoughts, in and around Earth Day is pretty busy because Easter's early this year. There's other holidays going on in and around, so I'm thinking it'll actually happen after Earth Day, maybe the first part of May. Just pulling up my notes here, sorry, I was on the wrong screen. Some of the thoughts were to get with the DEC, who allow for seedlings really cheap. So I was thinking about getting seedlings to hand out to all the people who come, to plant a tree or two on your property. Or more. I've talked with the Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency. They're willing to come and set up a tent to give demonstrations on both composting and recycling. I've talked with the DEP. They're willing to come here to do, to be honest though, they'll probably have somebody here doing some hiring, as well as talking about things you can do on state land in and around our area. I just sent an email today to Kevin Smith of the Woodstock Land Conservancy to see if they'd be interested in coming down and having a booth. I'm just putting out ideas there. Thought was also, instead of just having booths for people just to look at stuff, I've talked to a couple friends that work at local vendors who do a bunch of farmers markets, and I was thinking about just doing a small farmers market along with it. Again, just another reason to get more people here for a day to see what's going on. So I'm open to all and any suggestions anyone comes up with. My email is dwells@tokny.us. Feel free. I'd love the more ideas, the merrier. Rebecca, I'm still also looking into, actually just started looking in today about grants possibly. Rebecca and I had talked about trying to do some beautification on the hill behind us. It's kind of like dead land, for lack of a better purpose. So we thought if we could get some plants in there that hold retention well, hold the soil well, and also spruce it up a little bit, and if we can get them cheap or free, it's even better. And maybe we can make a community day about people going out there and digging some stuff up and planting some plants and making it look a little prettier down here. So, but again, any and all ideas, I'm open.
Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
Councilman Nelson?
I don't have much. Honestly, I had open heart surgery 2 weeks ago. I'm in a little rough shape right now. Just trying to do my best to even be here. So, not a lot going on in my world right now.
Thank you. Old business? The only old business I have is to note that Tom Cole was reappointed to the Board of Assessment Review on October 1st. And then John Paul, I did contact G3 Consultants. They have not issued any permits for your FOIL copy, but they did do that one inspection. I believe you have that already.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. New business. So myself, Ed, Alfie, and Stephanie did a fuel cost review for the highway department. And we were using a gas card where we would save a little bit of money from taxes. So after our review and speaking with the Town of Ulster Highway Department and Mr. Quigley, so we used to use them for fuel a while ago, and I'm not quite sure why we stopped using it. If we use the Town of Ulster Highway Department to get fuel, we can save 30 cents a gallon to 70 cents a gallon. So I spoke to Alfie and spoke to Alfie, and he said it makes sense and it was all for it. So hope and next year hopefully we can see if we really save that. But we would and Ed, you can correct me on this, with the Wix card, we were still paying the, federal tax, am I correct?
The Wix card was supposed to be tax exempt, but if you don't stay on them, they'll take the state tax off, but they won't take the federal.
Federal.
And even with that, you're still paying more. But the Wix card is good for,
Emergency.
like when the power goes out, they can go and buy fuel any place, any gas station that has a generator. And that's what it's good for, if they have to go a distance or something. And they can use the Wix card for the ethanol-free gas for the equipment now. You know, we gotta use all that ethanol-free stuff, and it seems gonna work out. You know, we did it before. They charge 5 cents a gallon. Ulster does off a state bid or county bid. They have the tanks. They got everything. We have a key for each truck, right, Al? Key for each truck to get fuel, and it puts the mileage in, it does the gallon, and it does what truck, and everything, is good. So, but you still need the Wix card, just for emergencies.
Yeah, for emergencies, like you said, and to get the 93 octane there, whatever, for the
Right.
small engines there.
So that's that.
Just a question, has the town ever approached Costco, Hot Energy, whatever you wanna call it now? Would they ever work with the town, they're located in town, and give you a discount? Because I know other companies use their oil, other gas.
They don't do it.
They don't sell it down there no
No.
more. They used to.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, they used to.
And to put a tank in here, Vinny could tell you,
Oh,
insurance money was beef,
Yeah.
you know?
Witness everything.
You have anything, Alfie?
No, I already had my say, I'm good.
Linda, do you have anything on the historian side, since Heather's not here?
No more. I have been keeping records up to date with town officials that have been running here in our town, so if anybody ever wants to look at that, there's a lot of political stuff in our town that goes way back. It's very, very interesting, folks, very interesting. And Bluestone. Bluestone's a big thing.
Any comments or questions?
Dave, I don't know how many people in town have experienced this, but for the past 2 mail days, Saturday and today, there was no mail delivered.
So.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock.
Oh, it came
Same
in.
if I'm
really late.
Coming up the driveway tonight, it came.
Oh, they came?
Yeah. Well, that answers my question. I checked just before we came down here.
Oh, really?
When we got home, probably around 5 o'clock.
It came really late, like after 6 o'clock.
Okay, well, that explains it. I withdraw my question.
Trouble because of the snowbank.
I'd like to go back to new business real fast. I would like to make a motion that we put a moratorium on commercial building on Hill Road, until we can do a water survey with the town residents. I personally know of 3 houses that have water issues, and they're pretty big houses, so I like to do a 6-month moratorium on any commercial building on Hill Road for that reason.
I'll second
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
No opposed?
And then you've got a question. Dave.
I see one of the houses right next to that today had a water delivery.
So, I know Amy Cole, her Tom Cole's sister has bad issues, they chuck water in there all the time. So, I like to do a survey, how deep their wells are, what are the dates they're losing water, is it all year long, is it during the summer? There's like 4 or 5 questions I would like just to mail out to the owners on Hill Road. And then, because I think that could help the planning board make their decision to, for any commercial buildings up on that section of town.
Where on Hill Road is this exactly? Like say compared to Alan Lund's property?
So, my understanding is that I met with the guy because he was asking about roadways. How months ago, I can't believe, it's been over a year, I believe, behind the Zenits, I believe it is. If you,
So across the road from the ski center, down the hill, like down in the quarry behind, is basically where that piece of property is.
Okay, so across from Alan Lund.
Yeah.
Correct.
down,
Oh.
That's the area where they had the bike racing track.
yeah, down,
No, it's not that one, it's the other one.
no, behind
It's the one
that.
before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that possibly affect us on Jockey Hill also, and would we be able to be part of this investigation? Or a survey or whatever?
I'll mail to Alaska if you want me to, if you can help. I just believe it needs to be done. And I'll send them the houses on Jockey Hill.
Okay, thank you.
And I will start that as soon as I come back from vacation.
Is this property something where someone has already purchased all the land? And when he purchased it, it was known that this is what he wanted to do? And he could come back at the town now and say, I bought this property, you knew I wanted to do this, and you can't stop me, kind of thing?
So I don't believe so, and that was never, since I've been here, never discussed about any of this. When he met with me and Alfie, he actually met with us twice. He wanted to bring tractor trailers up Hill Road, am I correct, Alf? In the beginning. So he bought this property to commercialize it, I believe. But at no time did the town board or anybody, the planning board, to my knowledge, never even addressed.
Never asked that much.
Yeah.
Probably not
Even if
the
the town board, and John Paul can correct me on this, even if the town board said you could build this, we don't have that say. The planning board does, am I correct?
Yeah, so I mean, the timeline is, at some point last year, the owner of the property approached the planning board, and like all application, there's a pre-application process. So we had a presentation before the board, before an actual application was submitted. At the meeting, we asked tons of questions, all the ones that you are asking tonight. From that, that's when I think the discussion went to Dave Hoffman and Alfie about larger tractor trailers on Jockey Hill or Hill Road. And then from that, the planning board had not received any application for quite some time, over 6 months. And then my understanding is that at some point this year, or right at the end of last year, the applicant wanted to reopen the possibility of submitting an application to the planning board for the same project, but having a reduction in vehicle size to basically box trucks. And they did another pre-application presentation to the planning board. No official application has been submitted yet.
What are they planning on building, and what are they gonna do? What's
So
the
they're
commercial
putting a
business?
warehouse in, and they're gonna rent out space for storage. So you have box trucks coming out. The one thing we did ask him was about chemicals, and he said there wouldn't be chemicals, but if I'm renting a space from John Paul in his barn, and he's not keeping an eye on it, I could put a bomb in there and store it. So,
Watch out.
I'm just saying, so, I believe there's better places that I can go. I just worry about the water.
Right.
And runoff in people's wells if something happens,
Yeah,
so.
thank you.
I have a question not related to this. Down at the town line, where the open field is,
Yeah,
looks like they're building a road that's coming up to our road.
the
What is that
soccer
all
road,
about?
they're putting a house in there,
Someone's putting a house in there.
In the field?
yeah, in the
So
field.
it looks like the driveway's coming in
Yeah, it's coming out on
on
Soccer
our
Road, he has
side.
a driveway
On
permit
our
from the
side?
county. Yeah,
But his house is going to be on the Ulster side?
no, it's gotta be in Town of Kingston,
So he's gonna be next to that shit house?
yes.
Thank you, Joy. Sorry.
Yes,
Really? Not the same owner, I hope.
no,
No.
Okay.
no, absolutely different owner.
You haven't seen it? Well, it's covered with snow now.
So that's in our town?
Yes,
So he's approached our planning board for permits? to-
not yet, he don't need to yet, he could put the driveway in with a driveway permit. But when he gets ready and gets all the information, he can come to the planning board and submit everything he needs.
I thought maybe they were expanding the trailer park into that area.
No,
Okay.
Interesting.
not in Town of Kingston anyway.
Who's it, this guy here?
I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session, please.
Second.
I don't give a crap about our water though, huh? Getting affected. Nice.
Can you say that again?
Could you frame that with wording under the open meetings law? For what specific reason?
For employee, talking about employee issues.
Employment history, medical history?
Reappoint somebody and then, insurance. Talk about employees' insurance benefits.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for correcting me on that.
Was it correct?
I'd like to make a motion on closing the executive meeting, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. The town board would like to do interviews for the planning board position and have a answer, at the next town board meeting. And I have to contact the insurance company to, research, on an issue with an employee's insurance benefits. Did I, any questions or comments? Larry?
The town spent a lot of money on a PA system here. A lot of people here tonight have been saying they couldn't understand what was going on with a lot of this.
I kind of forgot about that, I
If you guys
apologize.
don't know how to set that up, I'll be more than happy to show you, it's very
No,
simple.
we've been using it.
I know you have.
Larry, I've been the one setting up, I apologize.
I know, I
I
realize that,
totally
but I think you should
forgot about
all,
it.
you should all know how to set that thing up.
Even John.
Very simple to do.
You turn them on.
Huh?
You turn them on, it's easy, I just forgot.
You've got to plug it in too.
Wait a minute. Okay, but hold on a second.
Step
Write that
one.
Plug and plug.
Linda, did you have a question?
No, I was gonna just
Oh,
vouch for
that-
my husband, second it, because I do have it, I'm hearing impaired.
I couldn't hear
And
it
it's
that
very,
way.
very difficult for me to hear.
I apologize, I
No,
will
I
correct that.
understand, but you know, I'm gonna remind you every meeting.
No, I'll remember. Remind us at the beginning of the meeting. It might be easier.
But at the end, it's no offense, really, just a reminder.
Oh, I'm not offended by
If I make a mistake, call me out on it. It's kinda like Bill
I
did.
can hear you fine, Dave.
It wasn't a mistake, it was an addendum needed.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn the town board meeting.
Dave, quick question. So, on the planning board, does that mean that you guys have received additional applicants?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe I received three applicants. John Paul and 2 other ones. And then, Linda, do you know if we received any applications for the secretary?
Not that I know of, I asked Deb the other day and she hasn't gotten anything yet.
Who are the other ones, Dave?
Secretary.
Yeah. I don't have them in front of me. One's Tim Megan and John.
Is it Josh or John?
I believe it's John Hoshberg. I probably just killed that name, so don't hold me to that.
So there's no appointee as of tonight?
No. No.
But there will be at the next meeting?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion with adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.